welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I am a part-time reseller. I am a full-time ultrasound technician, so I do this in my spare time and on my days off, but I absolutely love it. So today I have another thrift haul for you. So let me just get right into it and show you what I got. I've actually never sold this brand. It's just a basic t-shirt. It says life is good. You've ever heard of Kaylee Lane? She loves this brand. Basically, you're not going to get a ton of money for this, but the sell-through rate is very good, so that's why I got it. It's just a basic shirt. I actually turned down another shirt because it was just of a chair, and I don't even think it said life is good on the front, so I kind of passed on that, but I thought this was cute. I love the flip-flops. I love Florida, so I don't see this being a problem to sell. This is a good line of Nike. It's Nike Pro Combat. These are some sort of leggings. Just because of this area right here, I'm thinking it's men's, but it's very short, so I'll have to look this up. I really didn't have a chance to do a ton of comps and wash or steam this, so you're getting some raw material here. Nike Pro Combat, it performed for me really well about a year ago, and now it's kind of slowing down. It's probably one of my favorite lines of Nike to sell, along with Air Jordan. I love Air Jordan. So I have a piece in here. You'll be able to see what I got. This is just a basic Harley Davidson shirt. Totally would have kept this if it was my size because I like that V-neck, but it's just a t-shirt. Anything Harley Davidson is gonna sell. I sold 2 different lots of 6 or 7 t-shirts. One sold to another reseller. He actually owns his own reselling shop. So it was just basic t-shirts that were a size large. And then I made another lot of 6 or 7 t-shirts that were a size extra large. And I listed them, I think, for about $50, and they sold for best offer for about $40 or so. And it sold within, I mean, both of them were gone within less than a month. So, I mean, Harley Davidson, I might be a little bit partial, but it is a good brand to pick up. I don't see it being an issue to sell, and it's a good size. It's size 1X. This is called a house coat, but I found this at the bins. I was surprised that it was left over. It is the brand LL Bean, which I don't pick up everything in LL Bean. If it is a substantial piece, I'll pick it up. A lot of their jackets or zip-ups, a lot of their older pieces I like to pick up. I can't even, it's very large. So it zips up in the middle. It's navy blue. It's like a fleece polyester material. It's got pockets. I did find it at the bins, but I started about 6 months ago looking at the pajamas section because I look for stuff like this, and then I also look for bras. So I try to find stuff, or I try to look for stuff that the average person doesn't look for, because that's where you find a lot of hidden gems that it's not picked over as much. But people are catching on to that in this area. This area is really saturated. So I mentioned Kaylee Lane a bunch of times, but she said that she doesn't do any of her sourcing in her hometown. She has to drive an hour and a half away, and she does all of her sourcing there. So that's a disadvantage to me. I don't have a ton of time to experiment and go looking for other places. I mean, because, you know, I have a full-time job. I am lucky enough to have the bins in my town, in my area. I just go to my Goodwills locally, but, you know, from all the videos I've seen, not just from Kaylee and Lane, but from other people, Rally Roots, they go to a lot of mom and pop thrift shops, and it seems to pay off. So I should definitely start looking to source in other places besides the Goodwill, even though the bins is just wonderful because you can't beat it with the price. But the last couple of times it hasn't really been a home run for me. Another good channel, now that I'm thinking about it, it's called Thrift. He's based out of, I think, San Diego, does more menswear. He does do women's, but mostly men's. I've learned a lot of brands that I didn't know about because, I mean, unfortunately, most of the thrift shops that I go to, at least, there's so much more selection of women's, so most of my inventory is women's, but if I could, I would definitely do more men's. It really holds their value more. The product itself is worth more in men's for the most part in general. So moving on, sorry I'm blabbing. I have no idea if this is going to do well. I just donated a lot of these to Goodwill, actually, because they weren't selling, but this is Ralph Lauren plaid. The only reason I picked it up was this very bizarre embroidery of dogs. I think they're Scottish Terriers, and it says RL right there. I have no idea. I should have done Google Lens, but I was in a hurry. So, I mean, I thought, you know, I could just donate it again, or I could try to sell it. I think that anything unique in this brand isn't a bad idea to pick up. I didn't find any flaws with it. It definitely needs to be washed in a good steam. So I can just basically take a picture of this and put it in Google Lens and see what it brings up. That's what I do with a lot of pieces. Love picking Victoria's Secret up at the bins. I always look for this. Usually, most of the time, there's a pink tag for the actual line of Victoria's Secret. If it's Victoria's Secret pink, usually the inside of the bra is lined with light pink. If it's Victoria's Secret, it'll be a different pink. A lot of their tags are this color. And like I mentioned in the previous video, I love that I don't have to go searching for what model this is. It says right here, it says t-shirt push-up, full coverage. It's 36C. It is underwire. Have the open front closure. It costs nothing to ship these, so that's why I really love picking up bras. And it's very quick and easy to take pictures of this. This, I don't know. I know that we're not really doing skinny jeans anymore, but it's got the raw hem, and it does say the Dream Jean. And from my previous research, anytime that a jean is named something like that, normally like the mom jean, it does okay. I was going to keep it for myself, but I realized they're size 0, but they look like they run, well, now that I'm trying to stretch out the waist, but they're high rise. This is called whiskering right here. And they've got some factory distressing, and then of course the raw hem. Probably try these on and maybe I can fit into these. I don't know. If not, I can try to sell them. I like picking up American Eagle at the bins. I don't even pick up every piece of American Eagle at the bins. I try to stick to high rise. They're a bigger size, and then if they are flared, because that's trending, then the skinny jean. But I just thought they would fit me, so I didn't even look at the size, but we'll have to see. This is another line that I'm experimenting with. Anything camo, like I've mentioned in the past, seems to add value. People really like camo. This is the Soft and Sexy by American Eagle. Super soft. I saw camo and I wanted to keep it, but I believe it's an extra large. So another shout out to Kaylee Elaine. She turned me on to this line of American Eagle. Sorry about that. I had to pause the video because my dogs are going crazy. So this, I try to pick up ties when I can, and I really liked this. This is Polo by Ralph Lauren, and I like the design, and also it's got that on the bottom. And I didn't see too much wrong with it. Definitely less than £1, so I paid less than $1 for this. An example of Victoria's Secret pink, if y'all aren't familiar with it, normally when you see this lining on the inside, that's Victoria's Secret pink, so that's something to look out for because these do sell well. But if it was my size, I might keep this. This is cute. It's lace, needs a bath. It's got a lot of cat hair or something on it. So one thing I've noticed about the pink line, at least, it starts to fade after wear and after washing, whereas the Victoria's Secret, it doesn't seem to do that as much. And I don't think that this has the style name on it either. It doesn't have like a name to it. The bins, you can't really go wrong with that. I don't pick up everything in Zara, but at the bins, I definitely don't pass up Zara unless it has a flaw. So it's got these pockets. This is a cardigan, and it's got these really pretty iridescent buttons. So not a brand that I recommend picking up, but it is going into the later season. Oh, are you kidding me? It used to be, oh no, okay, it is new with tags still. So it is new with tags. I picked it up. It is a summer dress because it is sleeveless, and it retailed for $99. So Tommy Hilfiger, not a brand that I would normally pick up. Another Tommy Hilfiger dress in my closet or on my listed, and it has just sat and I thought it looked really nice. I got it for, I don't know, $2 because it was half off. It has sat for several months. So Definitely don't pick up unless it looks vintage. Also, people really like, when people are into Tommy Hilfiger, they like the spell out. So if you see the Tommy Hilfiger logo and there's a spell out on the sleeve, that seems to do really well. It's vintage, it does really well, but otherwise I don't pick it up. Even with new tags, I almost threw this back. Dresses are doing really well. I don't have a ton of dresses in my possession, so that's why I picked this up. This bra is Victoria's Secret. A t-shirt lightly lined. It's wireless. It's a 32 double D. So I didn't really see any flaws with it, so that's why I picked it up. Shouldn't take long to sell. I've been selling these sorts of bras like crazy. I didn't do any comps on this, but I noticed that it was 100% cashmere. I've seen this brand before, and it just felt really soft. I don't know how much I would get for it. But it zips up. But it's hooded. These are Levi's high-rise shorts. If they were my size, I would keep them. I am obsessed with Levi's currently. Nothing wrong with these, especially since it's almost April. People are either going on, well, it's Florida here, so people are definitely wearing these. If not, you know, people are going to be buying for spring and summer. Pair of extra large Under Armour, I guess, windbreaker pants. Might not pick these up for full price at the Goodwill, but definitely at the bins, especially when it has the spell out right here. I don't anticipate these being hard to sell. Zip up on the side. That's pretty cool. But just a pair of basic gray. They are lined. Guessing I could sell these for maybe $25, but we'll see. Very rarely buy Under Armour unless it's at the bins and unless it's a substantial piece or if it's new with tags. I am thinking this is a vintage Tommy Bahama tag. I'll have to do some research, but the materials are 85% silk and 15% cashmere. It is a woman's long sleeve top. So super soft, very good quality. So now time for shoes. I didn't find a ton of shoes. I pick up Crocs all the time. People don't realize that Crocs makes other things like sandals and flip-flops. I found this pair of Crocs. They're really easy to clean. Size 8 in women's. Another pair of Crocs flip-flops. People just throw them back and I will pick them up. They have a really high sell-through rate. And I can get maybe $20, $25 for these. They might have been donated by the same person because it's the same size. So these are another pair of Crocs flip-flops. Another good brand, it's an outdoors hiking brand, it's Keen. I'm gonna have to clean these up, but they are still in pretty good condition. They sometimes have the Vibram sole, but I'm not seeing that on these. All right, I think that's it for the bins. Now I'll show you what I got just at the thrift store next door. Josie wants to say hello. I always give her nose kisses. She's not as invasive as Penny. So Josie's the older one. She's 8 and she's gonna be 4 this year. Okay, so these are called Chubbies. These are swim trunks. They are very popular. But I saw that they were, where are they? So it says it right here on the tag, Chubbies. And I've only sold one of these before. Oh yeah, here it is. That's where I saw that they were Chubbies. I sold them for $25, but it was off season. I don't anticipate these sitting for very long. They do have a little mark right here, but I think I can get it out in the wash. So if not, I still think that they'll sell. I haven't seen this print by Chubbies before. Another good jeans brand is called Dear John. It is not often that I find these. They're a size 31. They were put in the men's section. I think they're women's because of the short inseam. If they're men's, then that's a very short man. But size 31, so they're a good size. I haven't actually sold Dear John before, so I never even checked comps because I knew it was one of those brands to look out for. So hopefully it does really well. I want to say it's sold at Nordstrom. I think that when I went into Nordstrom's, I saw it there. A very good brand. I think it does hold its value pretty well. I've never seen the this tag on the back of Levi's. So it's a white and green tag. I am by no means a Levi's expert by any means, but I have been looking for them for a while now, and I haven't noticed this type of pair. So it looks like this on the back. Again, I've never seen that before, so hopefully these are rare. I paid, let's see, $7 for them. They're size 32. Do some comps, and then I'll let you know on the screen how much I'm going to list them for. This is a North Face pullover. Got some fuzz on it, but it's gray. This was on the new rack. So my advice to you if you go into the Goodwill is to look at the new racks before they're put back out on the shelf. Unfortunately, with my local Goodwill, other people have the same idea. So as soon as an employee brings out a new rack, a lot of people are swarming the new racks. So I was able to snatch this, and it was only listed for $5. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. These are definitely women's. They're Free People, so this is their label. Placed in the men's section right where Dear John was. So I don't know and they're around the same size. So I'm wondering if somebody actually snatched them up and were hiding them or something, because that tends to happen. But they are skinny jeans, but since they're Free People, since they're high rise, I don't anticipate them having a hard time to sell. Size 30 is a pretty good common size for a woman, so bigger sizes do well for me. So I found another hot commodity on the new sales rack. This is a Nike Air Jordan size 3XL, and these are some sweatpants. No flaws, so hopefully they do pretty well. This brand has been a hit or a miss for me. What I've been told is I need to just hold out for more substantial pieces, but the brand is called Soft Surroundings, and it is a dress. It's a long sleeve, kind of lightweight dress. So even though it's long sleeve, I do think that it was a good idea picking this up. It's got these really nice sleeves. It's kind of layered. It's like a teal color. And it was a good size, I believe. Yeah, size extra large. So I do think it was a good idea to pick this up. I do have a couple cardigans, like long cardigans that's been sitting for a while. So I haven't given up on the brand yet. This is a brand, and I told myself that I was going to look this up before doing the video. I think that Patrons of the Piece is by Free People, but I have only found it one other time. So this is just like a throw over thing. Shawl. Probably a fancy word for it, but I can't think of it. I've been up since like 5 a.m., so I apologize, but I was very excited to go to the bins. But it is like half sleeve, so I'm thinking that it's going to be perfect for the summer. But it's got this floral detail, navy blue. This, I don't pick up everything from Adidas, but like I mentioned in my other video, I think it's called a trefoil. Spell out and this logo and this rare detail. Use Google Lens to look this up. The comps are really, really good. It's a size medium. I don't know, it was going for like $47 on eBay, and then on Mercari it was going for like 50 something. So this is the brand Athleta. I got it because it is a skirt, it is a unique print, and it's got the logo. This is what Athleta logo looks like if you're not familiar. So Athleta, I don't pick up everything because I have a lot of pieces that are still sitting. Athleta is definitely, I would say it's still good quality. It's still kind of higher end depending on what you get. I have noticed that if you get the newer pieces that are supposed to have the style name on it, that does better. Lululemon's definitely a couple steps above it, in my opinion. Athleta doesn't sell for that much, and it doesn't retail for as much, but a lot of their pieces still do well depending on what you get. The newer stuff, like I said, does better. I do think that this is unique. Like I said, it's a skirt, so it's got the line shorts. It is a smaller size too, which I don't enjoy doing. Okay, it's only a small. I was thinking it was like an XXL S or something, but it's a small. This is the second time that I've found this brand, and it was the same size, so it's a petite small, but the brand is Diane von Furstenberg. I sold a very similar top like this for $35. It sold within a week, so haven't had a lot of experience, but the experience I did have with it sold pretty well. Not exactly sure what the fabric was. I just saw the brand and I picked it up, but there's no flaws with it. It's 80% cotton and 20% silk, so anything that has silk in it adds value to the product, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I think that might be it, so thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.